What's up, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a deep dive into one of the most iconic beginner tarantulas in the hobby, the curly hair tarantula, Tliltocatl albopilosus. Known for its calm temperament and signature fluffy, curly seta, this species is both easy to care for and fascinating to observe. In this video, we'll cover everything from identification and discovery history to natural behavior in the wild. And finally, break down exactly how to set up a proper enclosure and care routine in captivity. The curly hair tarantula, scientifically known as Tliltocatl albopilosus, is one of the most popular beginner tarantulas in the hobby due to its calm temperament and hardy nature. This species is simple to recognize by its dark body covered in long, curly, golden-brown hairs that give it a fluffy appearance. Native to Central America, it is often found in countries like Nicaragua and Costa Rica, living in warm, humid environments where it spends much of its time on or near the forest floor. Identification of Tliltocatl albopilosus is fairly straightforward once you know what to look for. Juveniles are darker and less fluffy, gradually developing their signature curly seta as they mature. Adults have a stocky build with a rounded abdomen and thick legs covered in dense hair. Females tend to be bulkier and longer-lived, while males become slimmer and develop longer legs and more visible tibial hooks once mature. In terms of discovery and classification, this species has gone through several taxonomic changes over time. It was originally described in the early 20th century and was previously placed in the Brachypelma genus before being reassigned to Tliltocatl. These taxonomic updates reflect a better understanding of New World tarantula relationships based on morphology and genetic research. Historically, the curly hair tarantula has been part of the exotic pet trade for decades. Its reputation as a calm and forgiving species has made it a staple for beginners. Unlike more defensive tarantulas, it rarely shows aggression and prefers to retreat or curl up rather than strike, making it widely respected among keepers. Behaviorally, Tliltocatl albopilosus is a slow-moving terrestrial species. It spends most of its time hidden in burrows or under cover, emerging mostly at night to explore or hunt. While not strictly fossorial, it does appreciate the security of a hide and will often rearrange substrate to create a comfortable retreat. When it comes to feeding behavior, this tarantula is an opportunistic predator. In captivity, it readily accepts crickets, roaches, mealworms, and appropriately sized feeders. In the wild, this species inhabits tropical and subtropical regions, with consistent warmth and moderate humidity. It avoids extreme dryness and prefers environments where it can maintain moisture in its burrow. Seasonal rainfall often influences its activity levels, with increased movement and feeding during wetter periods. For enclosure setup, a simple terrestrial tank works best. A juvenile can thrive in a small acrylic or ventilated enclosure with enough floor space to move comfortably. Adults require a wider enclosure rather than tall setups, since they are not arboreal. Secure ventilation is important to prevent stagnant air while still maintaining moderate humidity. Substrate is one of the most important parts of its care. A deep layer of coconut fiber, topsoil, or a bioactive safe mix allows for natural burrowing behavior. Moisture management is also important. One side of the enclosure can be kept lightly moist while the other is allowed to stay mostly dry, giving the tarantula a choice of microclimates. For furnishings, a simple cork bark slab, half log, or piece of driftwood provides a secure hide that the tarantula will almost always use, especially during pre-molt or stressful periods. Ventilation is another key factor often overlooked. Cross-ventilation holes on opposite sides of the enclosure helps prevent stale air and reduces the risk of mold or mites, while still maintaining stable humidity levels. Overall care for Tliltocatl albopilosus is considered beginner-friendly due to its hardiness and tolerance of minor keeper mistakes. Temperatures in the mid-70s to low 80s Fahrenheit are ideal, with moderate humidity maintained through light misting or occasional watering of the substrate. With proper setup, minimal stress handling, and a stable environment, this species can live for many years and become a calm, fascinating display tarantula. In conclusion, the curly hair tarantula, Tliltocatl albopilosus, stands out as one of the most rewarding tarantulas for both beginners and experienced keepers alike. Its calm nature, low maintenance requirements, and unique curly appearance make it a true staple in the hobby. With the right enclosure, proper feeding schedule, and stable environmental conditions, this species will thrive for years and continue to display natural behaviors that are fascinating to observe. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this guide, be sure to subscribe for more invertebrate care and exotic pet content. Be sure to check out my site, Legion Exotics. We focus on quality animals, proper care, and safe shipping to make sure your experience is top tier. As a thank you for watching, you can use the code LOSTWORLDS at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. Don't miss out on that deal if you're planning to pick something up. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more exotic pet content, care guides, and species spotlights. See you in the next one.